Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we have a very, very big update to talk about surrounding MSI. Obviously, MSI is right around the corner. One of the two big LOL esports international tournaments of the season. You know, Worlds is awesome. It's exciting. It's like everyone's one chance to, add to their legacy, make a name for themselves. But then MSI is like, I don't know, it's younger brother or something. Like, it's close too. It's like, it's one of the two. It's nowhere near Worlds, but it's still really big and really exciting. And I'm very excited for it. And it's right around the corner at this point. But to give a little context, what we're going to be talking about today, Doinby had previously said that there is just a ton going on over in Asia right now. You know, we have MSI, we have the Asian Games coming up soon, and then we have the LPL Summer Split that has to start as well, and it's kind of condensed into a smaller package because of the Asian Games, and getting to MSI and back home and yada, yada, yada in time for all this was going to be an issue because there's still a lot of COVID restrictions. There's still a lot of lockdown. There is still quarantine periods over in China. So to go to Korea and then come back and still be able to do all this stuff, at least from what Doinby says, was pretty much impossible. So what he was saying is that China is either going to have to play remote at MSI or they're not going to go. That was his guess. That was his take at least. But today we did get a big update surrounding that whole situation that we're going to be talking about. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy it. I would appreciate that a ton. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. And consider checking out the first link in the description below for the Patreon, where you guys can get early access to all my videos before they go live on YouTube. With that being said, let's get right into this one. So, like I said, that's kind of the story leading into this. No one really knew what Riot was going to do. It doesn't sound like a great situation either. The China's going to have to play remote, which apparently they've done before in like, when they've had competitions against Korea before in Korea. They've played remote and it's worked. And I guess, some Chinese players in Doinby have said, hey, it's not even that bad. It's possible. We'd like to do this, obviously, rather than not competing at all. And then some people, might be like, okay, well, why don't you skip the Asian Games and go to MSI? But it's like, apparently the Asian Games are very, very important over there. LPL fans and Chinese fans said they'd rather, their team skip MSI altogether and not play and go to the Asian Games than the other way around and stuff like that. So just kind of giving some context for fans from the West who might not fully grasp this whole situation. But here's the update we got from LOL Esports. They tweeted out mid-season invitational 2022 update. And obviously, we knew this was going to be something big, but let's see what they came up with. So, for the last 2 years, the global COVID-19 pandemic has challenged the live events landscape in unprecedented ways. Throughout, our goal has been to produce safe, fair events with as little disruption as possible to the overall fan and pro player experience. Today, the hurdles presented by pandemic-related travel restrictions and constraints are still very real and dynamic, with impacts felt across our ecosystem. Currently, the LPL, our Chinese regional league, is facing ongoing pandemic challenges, and as a result, the league's MSI representative will be unable to travel to Busan, Korea. So, that is kind of the first big thing, that yes, they are unable to go to Korea. So whatever solution we're going to come up with has to be within that context, that they're not going to be in Korea. Whether that means they're not going, playing remote, whatever, moving the whole thing to China, I don't know. But they're not going to be in Korea. However, after extensive diligence performed by our technology, events, and competitive operations team, we are able to allow the qualifying LPL team to compete remotely from China. The team will play from either their team training facility or from the LPL arena in Shanghai in accordance with local health and safety protocols. They do say that many factors were considered before implementing this decision, including safety, infrastructure, location, and competitive integrity. In addition to the LPL having the infrastructure necessary to support remote play, this is where it gets interesting, the ping from China to Korea is manageable. I've heard people say it's like 30, 40, 50 ping, something like that from China to Korea, because a lot of Chinese pros play Korean solo queue, obviously, because it's, like world class. To keep the competition fair, we'll be using a network latency tool to maintain a ping as close to 35 ms as possible for all teams throughout the competition. This same tool is used to maintain ping between China and Korea for the LPL versus LCK showdown during the 2020 Mid-Season Cup. To ensure the competitive integrity for all the competition, all MSI teams will be able to practice and scrim at this ping. We will deploy referee support and monitoring throughout the tournament in both Korea and China. These past 2 years have been turbulent, but the passion we share for League has been constant. To our fans, teams, pros, and partners, thank you for staying nimble with us, for your support as we have navigated these uncharted waters. We are extremely excited to welcome the best LOL esports teams in the world to to MSI on May 10th, and we'll have information and updates about the event, tickets, and more at lolesports.com, and all yada yada yada. So a couple things there. Obviously, it's cool. They're having tickets and stuff. So hopefully, we're gonna have fans and full crowds in Korea for MSI. Hopefully, everything works out there. That should be crazy. But man, a lot to unpack there. One, I'm definitely glad that the LPL is going to be here. I'm definitely glad that the LPL is going to be partaking. Again, we only get 2 real big international tournaments a year, and obviously right now the LPL and LCK are the 2 best regions in the world. Sometimes Europe makes some runs in there, but especially after last year, Europe kind of fell off pretty hard. It's mainly the LPL and the LCK right now. So to have one of these international tournaments without one of these major regions there would not be great. Obviously T1 is a major threat coming into this tournament. If all they did was beat the LEC and LCS to win this thing, or, some of the minor regions as well, obviously outperformed the LCS last year, that wouldn't feel necessarily great for T1. That wouldn't feel like a true international victory. The fans wouldn't be as hyped and excited. Viewership, would obviously be a little bit rough, without the Chinese team there, without one of the main teams. And then, obviously, you have just the whole thing about maybe the LPL is better than the LCK. Maybe that's what we need to do. And then whether or not, the Chinese team ends up winning the tournament or T1 ends up winning the tournament or whatever, we need the best representatives there. We need it just for even competitive integrity. It would be super weird. Maybe the LEC would make the finals. Maybe the LCS would make the finals. And there would just always be a huge asterisk by it. There'd always be memes. There'd be all this stuff. But the other part is the ping issue. The fact that everyone's going to be playing on 35 ping. Some people are saying, hey, this is a buff to North America. And it's like, NA pros, I'm pretty sure, play on more than 35 ping, even when they're playing solo queue and stuff. But then also, NA pros have complained about the ping for so long, so then they play on Champions queue where it's lower ping, but now MSI is going to be 35 ping, which is way higher than tournament realm, and it's going to be super weird. And then even for games that are played in studio, they're going to be on 35 ping, even though, they're both going to be right next to each other. That's going to be weird. Is the ping going to matter? I hope not. I don't think 35 ping should be that big of a deal, but then I also, have big questions about the infrastructure and the logistics and stuff. How good are they going to be able to do it, maintaining the, steadiness of the connections? And there's a lot of issues that could potentially arise here, and I hope it doesn't lead to a bunch of delays. I hope it doesn't lead to a bunch of bugs. I hope it doesn't lead to a bunch of remakes, and I hope it doesn't lead to, some pros being like, oh, this sucks, or oh, this feels horrible to play, or oh, questioning the overall competitive integrity of this event. But again, this was a whole crazy situation, and I don't know if there was a better solution. Like, yes, this does suck, but then, even if you just use the increased ping for the games against the Chinese teams, well, then, people are playing on different pings all the time, and how do you scrim and practice when there's a huge variable changing all the time? And if you don't bring the LPL at all, then the event is kind of pointless and stupid, and you don't want to cancel MSI. I don't know. It's a mess. I don't think this is a perfect solution, and it is funny, and it is memeable, and I am going to make fun of it, and other people are going to make fun of it, but overall, I don't know. I hope and think Riot did what they could. Again, I hope we get full crowds. I hope it's an exciting event. I hope it's fun, and again, even if it is a little scuffed, having a scuffed event with LPL there is way better than having a pristine event without LPL, so hopefully this works out for everybody. Hopefully it runs relatively smoothly, but yes, LPL will be at MSI. Kinda. They'll be playing from China to Korea, and everyone's going to be playing with weird ping. And yeah, but at least everybody will be there. Pretty much every video today, guys. Tell me, drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think this is a good solution from Riot? Bad? Do you think there was something better they could have done? Love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.